InvestView. Invest in you.
It is a Thirsty Thursday on Liquid Lunch here on Newsmax TV. I'm John Tobacco. We're just kicking off hour two, just a little bit through it. But we ended up the last segment talking about the favorite Christmas movies of Frank and I. And we're going to do a little poll and see what the audience thinks now that the holidays have passed. Steve, our director, threw out there Die Hard, which I wasn't thinking about. A little different type of Christmas movie, but excellent one. Bruce Willis was on his finest in that one. So
well, there's a big debate.
The whole politically correct culture that we're in now, that's getting worse and worse by the day. We had Professor Alan Dershowitz on last week, and he was talking about how, his new book, Guilt by Accusation, in this Me Too era, that you can't say anything. Anything could be construed as politically incorrect, sexual, sexist, racist, something. And my oldest daughter, Victoria, is 20. She was really aghast that there's this news coming out that even Sesame Street is going PC now. I mentioned that A Christmas Eve on Sesame Street is one of my favorites and one of my kids' favorites, Christmas movies of all times. But now apparently the writer who wrote most of the dialogue for Bert and Ernie over the years has come out and said that Bert and Ernie were homosexuals. And he framed their characters after his own relationship with his significant other. Which is fine, and the kids love Bert and Ernie no matter what. But I guess, Sesame Street is taking a new path now. And we talked about this a little while back with Pavlina, but they also now have a opioid-addicted mom on Sesame Street. So, I saw it with my own two eyes. It was actually painful to a kid who grew up loving these characters to start hearing these different characterizations of them. Why can't they just leave some of this stuff alone?
Well, I think the idea is that a lot of kids are going to come across children that have a drug addict parent, and they want to make sure that you don't bully them or treat them poorly because of their parent.
Okay. All right. I can go with that, but I mean, is there no, safe spaces even for kids? Like a cartoon with puppets? Like, leave the opioids out.
That's a fair
I don't
point.
know. That's just my thought.
All right.
Did you see the trial continues, the bankruptcy trial for Purdue Pharma and the family who was behind all these opioids that killed, apparently, led to the deaths of up to 400,000 people in the whole opioid crisis. They have a judge here in Westchester, New York, who's trying to oversee this bankruptcy, and he's trying to consolidate all the lawsuits against Purdue into one big lawsuit. And a lot of the attorney generals from other states, they don't want it. They want their own lawsuits. But, this family is worth literally billions, and they had a hand in knowingly participating in doping up a generation of kids.
Well, they've been socking, apparently, a lot of their money away into hidden bank accounts and tax havens to make sure that even if they end up having to settle these lawsuits, they're able to keep some of these billions that they've made.
Got it.
So it's going to be interesting.
We'll keep our eye on that because these people literally knew that the dosage that they were making of some of these painkillers was so high that the kids had to get addicted to them, and they continued to foist them upon society. So they should pay the ultimate price. I don't know if the ultimate price meaning death, but every penny they have should be gone.
Yeah, I could easily see a scenario where some of these people could be looking at prison time. It certainly couldn't happen to a better group of people. All right, some good news. The number of Americans filing for unemployment benefits is dropping. The Labor Department saying that the number of claims dropped 13,000 last week. That makes the seasonally adjusted total 222,000. So,
phenomenal.
Absolutely.
Lowest in like 60 years or something like
thereabouts,
that. Somewhere in there. Was there any news on the web about Big Bird that I need to know?
No. So you maintained during the. I wasn't going to bring this up.
No, there was
no.
Let's source it first. I don't want to say unsourced information.
Well, so you gave me a story about Big Bird that was from a satirical news website, like The Onion.
Right. It wasn't The Onion. It was another.
Well, yeah, there's another satirical news site called National Report.
Right.
Which happens to be the name of Allison Maloney and Bob Something's new show.
Yeah, Bob Something and Allison Maloney can be heard and seen right here every day at 2 o'clock, right after Liquid Lunch. Frank and I we take a little different, we use a different take on delivering the news. On National Report, they're bringing it to you straight news. No cannolis, no antipastos, no drinks on the table, no yarmulkes, no cowboy hats. Straight up news. We try to be that little bridge between the morning and the afternoon and keep you entertained while you have your lunch. But you got to tune into National Report at 2 o'clock for Allison and Bob, bringing you all of the news, in depth, real people, real talk. How was that?
Good.
Was that good? You think they might actually call me next time to come on instead of you?
Well, I'll put in a good word for you.
Will you do that for me?
Absolutely.
I really want to get my makeup done by the makeup lady up there.
She's very talented.
She
that's
is
for sure.
phenomenal. Not that ours isn't. Our makeup lady is an artist.
Right. I didn't see any gifts.
No, she didn't send
from,
us any socks, and she didn't give love like Sarah Chester did. But,
right.
you know, you got to tune in.
I also don't think their makeup girl does massages like ours.
That's true also. I do get a little mild massage every day. But truthfully, Newsmax TV is the fastest growing cable news network in the country. You can go to newsmaxtv.com. You can watch us live. You can download the Newsmax app to get real-time news and alerts and all the best stories. And you gotta stay tuned after our show to continue today with Allison and Bob on National Report. Quick break. Frankie and I come back with more news of the day in our own irreverent way right after this.